And as you can see, here is what I've wrapped. It's not necessarily pretty, but this is the head core-ish or something. I don't know. Anyway, so basically I wrapped and wrapped and wrapped until I got this big fluffy ball of hot mess, it looks like, doesn't it? And basically I was looking, and it seems like Crystal uses a 14-inch size head circumference. I'm referring to the circumference, 14 inches for this particular doll. So what I did is I wrapped it around until it got around almost, well, it says 15, but it's not really. But I wrapped it around until it's at about 15 because my preference is dolls with big heads. I like baby dolls to have big heads because in reality, babies' heads are bigger than the rest of their body. I like bigger heads, but what's going to happen is this is all going to compress down once we add the stockette and we start defining the eye line and the cheeks. So trust me, don't freak out right now seeing how huge this is. I think this is about the size of a softball. It's pretty massive. But anyway, so what I'm going to do right now that I'm done wrapping it into oblivion, is I'm going to take a nice, well, not this nice, a nice size piece of my batting. This is about, I don't know, I'd say an inch thick. It's already wrapped up this way. I'm gonna tear off a piece here. Let's see. Like so. I just tore it off. Sorry if it was off camera. And take this piece, throw that bad boy in there, and wrap it around. Yeah, it looks too big. It looks gargantuan. And I just wrapped it around, and looky there, I have a head. And what I'm doing actually is trying to pull down whatever excess into the neck. Some people tell you not to do that because they want you to have as much in the face or in the head of the doll, but as you can see, my doll is gargantuan. My doll's head is gargantuan, so I don't need to worry about that. And usually right about now, I would take craft thread, wrap it around. I know some people actually use worsted yarn, wrap it around. So, because it's actually sturdier, but right now my yarn is in a box somewhere in storage, so I can't find it. So I'm going to have to deal with the thinner, crappier, well, I wouldn't say crappier, craft thread. But what I do, basically, I'm trying to do this without letting go of the head and the wool's attaching to it. Okay. I'm trying to, there. Alright, so basically this is about a yard long, and I doubled it up. What I'm just going to do is take it, can you see it? Wrap it around twice, then knot this bad boy. Knot it up. Like so. That's what happens when you pull too hard. I did that on purpose. Totally did that on purpose. So try not to pull it too hard so that it won't break. So we're gonna do this again. Well, the good news is that it didn't unravel or undo itself. Bring it back to the back. Try and do this so you guys can see it's very hard. And knot it. Really? Get in there. 1, 2, 3. I always knot 4 times. I don't know why. That's just a habit. I don't know. I guess that's a tick or something I have, but I usually knot 4 times. Let me take off the bit that actually broke earlier. And so there. Now we have this massive who did it and what for. So we have the head area space here, neck, muff, whatever you want to call it, down here. But right now we're going to put this aside, and you're going to pick up, you're actually going to bring over your stockette, and for this size doll you're probably going to need at least between 12 to 14 inches, whichever one suits you. This was already pre-measured, but I'm going to go a little bit longer. I'm just going to use this to show you guys how to do this. So you're going to take your stockette. Some people knot it at the top, like they'll cut a V here. I'm just going to show you two different ways. V, if my scissors will work with me. This isn't like these scissors. Some people will cut a V. My scissors don't like me. This is what happens when you use paper scissors for fabric. That's why you need to have your own set of fabric ones. But again, it's packed. I can't find it. But anyway, they would take these and knot it. Crystal shows this in her tutorial, how she takes it and knots it. That's a really super non-sewing way to do it. Not my favorite way. Just isn't. Especially since she uses 2 layers of stockette, and that's just not my favorite way. I don't know. I like to do things, I guess you would say, the hard way, or be seen as the hard way. I take one long piece of craft string. If I can, wait, that's the wrong needle. Into one of my doll sewing needles. Again, you can get these at Joanns. They're very thick though and very dense, so if you can find ballpoint hand sewing needles, I highly recommend that. I recommend you find those needles instead of the little doll ones that they have at Joanns, because they're very, very, very thick. Not my favorite thing in the world. Okay, so anyway, it's about almost at least 30 inches long piece of craft thread. I don't knot it at the end. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, I don't knot it at all. And then I will take my piece of stockette, and I'll actually just do, let me see if I can get as close as I can to you guys. I actually just do a little running stitch along the edge. Try and see if I can get that as best as I can. Along the edge of the stockette. Leave that tail, girl, leave that tail. Do not pull it all the way through. So anyway, all the way around, running stitch. I just go weave in and out, weave and out, in and out, in and out, bob and weave. Like Muhammad Ali. Oh, it's that Sugar Ray Leonard. Muhammad Ali was a dancer in the boxing ring. That's just my personal take on it. But anyway, bob and weave all the way till you get all the way back to the end. I try and keep them as close, as close as possible. I don't want to have any huge gaps. And what I mean by that is that, trying to get close again, I don't want to like go in all the way over here. Like you can see here, hopefully, that's where my thread comes out. I don't want to go all the way over here like a lazy person. I want to get them as close as possible. So I'd probably say that's 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 tops away from each other. Keep going all the way around. All the way around. Yes, the knot way is quicker. I recognize that. This is just my personal preference. I showed you the knit way. Don't flame me on the comments. If you would like to use the knit way, go ahead. But anyway, once I get to the end, pull it tight. and tie a knot. I like this way over the, oh, knotting it 4 times again. I like this way over just tying the knot way is because this way just lays flatter. That's just my personal preference, and it makes it a lot easier for when I sew on the hair. There. Now, what you're gonna do with this, with the stockette is, once I clean up all this random threading stuff, bring back your big old head. Well, hopefully yours isn't big. Stick to the 14-inch circumference, people. Don't be a pain in the booty like me. But anyway, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your stockette, it's still inside out, put your hand in it, like a little, I don't know, back mitt. And you're going to actually bring it over your doll head. And this is gonna be a bit difficult because it's a big old head for me. And bring it on down. Bring it on down. See, it already looks a little smaller. All right, now this is where, okay, a lot of people start to differ about how they handle their heads. Now, still not symmetrical. That bugs me. You're gonna see me doing this every so often, shaping the wool to the head set shape that I want, because it's squishy. Very squishy. It's firm, but squishy. All right, so what I do at this point is that I'm gonna get another doubled over 1 yard long piece, or 30 inches, whatever, of craft thread, and I'm going to wrap it around to define the neck. Like so. Wrap it twice, pull it as tight as you can without breaking the thread, turn, if I can get it the right way, okay, and knot it. Of course, my OCD tick kicks in. 4, okay. There we go again. There it goes. So there. Now we have the stockette on the head. I'm gonna trim this. Well, we have the stockette on the head. So far what we've done, we've taken a little bitty itty bitty ball of nothing, whether you knotted it or turned it, like that. And then we slowly kept adding more wool until we got to that. Then we got that big gargantuan piece of who did it and what for ball. And now we've just added the stockette. You see how nice and flat that is? If I had used this knot, yeah, that little knot would have bugged the crap out of me. So, yeah, nice flat running stitch. So what do we do at this point? Well, right now, the next step would be to define our eye line and our cheeks, which will also give the back of the head a nice little curve. So let's watch me mess around with this head some more because this shape is bothering. Okay, there it goes. Okay, I'll stop, I promise.